Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper, and we come at you every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Thanks for joining us today. Shout out to everybody that's in here in the chat right now. Glad to have you guys here. Yesterday, guys, we talked about this Bitcoin chart right here, and I said that there were some things down in some oscillators down below that we were saying looked really good, and we were looking at this nice little pattern that I had on here, this channel that we had seen. I said we got good support below us. We have a little dynamic reactor action coming on in here. Got a nice little bounce on that dynamic reactor. I said, looks like we're going to have upside today. Well, right now we are testing the top of that channel, and it looks like we're trying to push through it overnight, getting a little build up here of against that resistance, not really pulling back at all. I expected that we might see a little rejection when we got up there. Shocked we're not. I think this might be what we're looking to see happening. This is all done on the news of some that the ETF may be approved really soon, but nothing definitive on that yet. But there are some strange things going on with some other charts today, while the Bitcoin is on a pump, and we've got the US 30, we've got ES1, we got NASDAQ, all the futures, all pointing downward. They're coming down, they're dropping. But the Dixie also pumping. So we've got Bitcoin correlated and running with Dixie in the same direction. So very interesting stuff going on today on the charts. We're going to get into it. We got some news. We got some great TA, but most importantly, we've got two amazing co-hosts. So let's go ahead and bring them up here. TradeFly, OC guy, what is going on, fellas?
What is going on? So, just working on my Uno game last night. Got that strong. One day when I meet OC guy, I'm gonna give him a run for his money. That's my plan, man.
You taking a trip to Cozumel?
Nice.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Just saying. Piper Academy trip. We'll make it a class trip.
I like it.
That'll
Class
be
field trip.
amazing.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into what we're seeing today. Do you guys have any news that you want to put out, or do you want me to just head right on in?
You can go for it, man. Like I said, what I have will tie into our TA. So go ahead and roll
Cool.
with it.
All right. Let's jump in here, guys. First, right off the bat, we do have, first off, actually, good morning to everyone out there that's joining us right now. We got Alex O Crypto in the house. We got Elo Brown in here. Eric Wallen. He said, it's the Pumpmas dad joke. I like it. Ninja Glocks in here. GS with the blue wrench. Always here holding it down for us. And Mr. J saying good morning. So, shout out to everybody that's joining us live right now. But U.S. debt surges 108. Let's make sure I get the right one here. That would be 100,000. That'd be million. That'd be 108 billion in 1 month. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Million? Billion. Yeah, 108 billion. Too many zeros here, man. $108.5 billion in 1 month as interest expenses officially overtake defense spending. So as of December, we are officially spending more on interest payments every month than what we are for the entire defense budget for the military that operates globally in support of U.S. interests. So there you go. $1 billion, as Alex O Crypto said there. U.S. government debt is piling up onto its balance sheet at a blistering pace. Latest data from the Treasury Department shows the government's debt jumped from 33.8 trillion in December 1st to 33.9 trillion on December 28th. Yep, there you go. An uptick of over $108.5 billion in a single month. And it is now higher than the entire defense budget. So, I just wanted to point that out. It's ridiculously sick. Everyone says we spend way too much money on our military. Well, how do they feel about paying money on interest? Because we get zero for that. So, Bitcoin rises above $45,000 and begin 2024 here. This is the big news today, guys. Crypto market appears to have started the new year with a bang as Bitcoin broke above $45,000 on Monday. If you were watching the show yesterday morning, you would know this because we talked about it. That was literally the target on my TA was platinum pocket up there in that range. We'll take a look at that in a second. Bitcoin was last above $45,000 in April of 2022. Matter of fact, the last time that Bitcoin was at this level is when I sold some Bitcoin to put as a down payment on my car. And I sold off a half a Bitcoin at a little over $20,000. It's like 0.47 Bitcoin. It's around 20,000 was what I was trying to get. So I sold that off, took that money, put it on a down payment with the car. And then when it was at the bottom at like 18,000, I bought back my half a Bitcoin for much cheaper. So I basically got $10,000 in free cash that I put down on my car. So yeah, that was the last time. And that was April 2022. So I remember that we were above 40K. It was nice because I was like, oh man, I got to get this half a Bitcoin back, and then it gave me a beautiful opportunity at a much discounted price. So at the press time, Bitcoin is hovering around $45,000 mark on Coinbase, having previously slid to a local low of about 44,700 there. So while all of this is happening with Bitcoin, we got Bitcoin miners accumulating $1.5 billion in revenue for the month of December here. The TLDR in this according to reports, Bitcoin miners accumulated revenue of about 1.5 billion in December 2023 on chain dynamics and the challenges. So real quick, we'll just jump over here. Five Bitcoin mining pools dominated 2023 with 84% of the total blocks. So guys, we talk about centralization or decentralization. If you've got 5 miners out of all of the mining in the world that are doing 84% of the total blocks, that's kind of centralized. I'm just going to put that out there. Just a little something I'm dropping out there for you guys. That's pretty centralized action there. Yeah, TLDR in this, according to the reports, 5 Bitcoin mining pools dominated 2023, producing 84% of all of the blocks. Unprecedented hash rates and advanced generation miners is what how they were doing that. And so the this marked a substantial growth compared to January 2016 when Bitcoin's hash rate first reached 1 quintillion hashes per second, closing the year at 529 quintillion hash for the hashes per second. This figure highlighted the remarkable evolution of the network's total hash power over the past 8 years. So yeah, they're absolutely ripping off there. I made a nice 37% trade this morning. I'm going golfing. Just don't lay down in front of the golf cart and let someone surfboard on you while the golf cart pushes you around and they pour a beer in your mouth. Don't know if you've seen that meme out there, but Alex O does because he dropped that in the chat yesterday. So don't be that guy at golf today, Alex O, with your 37% gains on your trade. Jumping into the
personal story.
Yeah, it's not a personal story. It's indoor golf.
I was gonna have a whole new respect for you, man. I'm like, oh, all right, this is my guy.
Piper got some crazy parties going on.
Yeah, I like this guy.
That's great. Check it out here, guys. This week, we still have tomorrow Jolt's job openings coming in, and then we're going to get FOMC minutes tomorrow. Thursday, nothing big. We get the initial jobless claims, so we'll see if we're going to be below or above. Right now, it says consensus below, forecasted above. Flip a coin on this one, and we'll get it there. So, non-farm payrolls here on Friday, given that's what that payroll level could be and how much they're making. This is, of course, non-farm jobs, all the other jobs out there. And then ISM services PMI, not overly big, but that we don't have a lot of information or not a news this week coming out on the economic side. But I think the big news this week is going to be WIN ETF. That's going to be what we get there. This move on Bitcoin, just in case you were all wondering, this move on Bitcoin here did create a lot of liquidations there in the past 24 hours. 56,000. There it is. 56,229 traders were liquidated. The total liquidations come in at $188 million in the past 24 hours. Largest single liquidation order happened on Binance. It was on Bitcoin. Someone was trying to short it, got liquidated for $10 million. $10 million. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and mute this channel for the next hour. There we go. Got it. And then we're going to jump over into whatever. I want to look at Bitcoin, and then we're going to get over into everyone else's charts here. So let me do this. Let's do this. Let's do Bitcoin. There we go. So yeah, we got this move going on right now, guys. It does look like we're getting a little bit of a pullback here off of this upper channel here for resistance, and it looks like we got a little consolidation going. Let me get rid of some Mexican spaghetti here, brought to you by OC's Diner. There we go. And let's go ahead and bring up our oscillators and see what we're seeing here, guys. Can I get my oscillator to load, please? Trading View is just so wonky on with me today. It's just not being nice. So here we go. Taking a look here, we can see that we are starting to get some lessening on the candles here. We are starting to get the overbought over here, and we got a little ribbon flip. We're up deep in that signal line. I would not be surprised to see us pull back. But yesterday, I said, hey, check it out, guys. We've got the platinum pocket here. I said, we got this trend assistant. If we break above this trend assistant and can get through this diagonal trend line, get this into support, we would be looking at heading up here. Keep in mind, we do have that 887 hitting at least 44,500. But there's your top, and that would be our ultimate target. And that's where we're sitting at right now. We did get a strong buy indicator that popped on here, but you got to be extremely careful today, guys, because what we have set up right now is for them to come out and everyone to go, there's no news today. Nothing's happening. And then this is going to come back down. I'm going to be watching for 44,500 on the platinum pocket top here. That's going to be your 887 Fibonacci to be a support level. If that does not hold, we do have daily support coming in at 44,220. That's going to be your daily close yesterday. And then back at this 50% line. There is a ton of support. We got a diagonal trend. You can see what this was at all the way down through here. We've got a diagonal trend. We've got the 50% line of this channel. We've got the daily close. We've got the upper band of the 887 of the Fibonacci's here. Ton of support. Be looking for this bundle right here to be where we look at for support. If we break that, obviously, dynamic reactor back at the bottom, and we're right back where we started the day yesterday. So no big deal going on there. I think we're in a good structure right now, and I think things are looking good. 10 a.m. manufacturing jolts and 2 p.m. FOMC. Yes, that is correct. Mr. J said, are those liquidations including leverage, or is that what they had in it? I believe that those are their leveraged value. So, when you have $100 out of 10x, it's $1,000. I think that's what goes on there with that, Mr. J. Jenna X in the house. She said, good morning, friends. Good morning to you, Jenna. Always a pleasure to have you here. My wingman in the house right now. I'm going to go ahead and I got Bitcoin down here. I'm going to go ahead and look at one other thing I want to show you guys on ADA, and then I'm going to kick this over back to TradeFly, and we'll start rotation through here on some charts. So, guys, yesterday we were down here. I showed you this on ADA. I said, look, things are looking bullish here. We got a nice test. I would like to see this come up, retest this 382, and then go up. That's kind of what we're seeing right now, but this is all going to be dependent upon Bitcoin. We do have a hidden bearish divergence print in there. We did get a downtrend arrow. Look for this to come back down into that dynamic reactor with that trend assistant if we cannot hold this 382. And that's all I got there. Let's kick it over to you, TradeFly. Run with it, bro. What you got?
Yeah, just bringing up the liquidation heat map here. So if you guys are curious where we can actually find this, there's a couple places. CoinGlass is one good one. The one that I prefer is CoinAnk. So it's coinank.com, and then you can just go to liquidation heat map. So I got that pulled up. And the reason I have it pulled up is because if you go back to the 3-day chart here, look at all this yellow here. All right. So that's at about $44,000. Now, yesterday, we would have been able to see that's a real big hot spot on the map. And that could have been an indicator or a lead indicator saying, hey, we might go try to clear that leverage out. So what's tied into that? Well, we just looked at it. That guy lost $10 million. That's part of this little yellow zone in here, I'm sure, because he was trying to short. So a lot of times we'll talk about price action will chase liquidity. Now, looking at it now, current state, we got a lot of blue, and there's it's pretty much free reign for Bitcoin right now in terms of where it can actually go. So then we start coming back to our TA to start trying to get ahead of it and where can we go from here. So that's just how we kind of tie in the heat map. Wanted to point that out to you guys. And then over to the DXY, this will be super, super short, but it also ties into the news, right? Because we have a lot of people right now talking about 48K Bitcoin. And then Piper was just kind of saying, hey, well, DXY is going up and then the markets are pulling back, but Bitcoin is kind of diverging from its normal pattern, we'll say, because a lot of times you'll see that inverse correlation between the DXY and Bitcoin. Well, right now, or yesterday specifically, they were actually moving in unison up and right, which is very interesting. That kind of lets you know that movement for Bitcoin is more likely to be news based. I think people are really trying to front run this ETF because they know what's coming downhill or down the pipe. And a couple things are coming out, right? You're seeing commercials, you're starting to see tweets by institutions. So it's building the excitement, it's building kind of that euphoria. And that's why I think Bitcoin is really making that move. And I'll kind of turn it over to you guys to see, what's your analysis of that? That's just kind of my own take.
Yeah, something that I'll point out here is that if you actually look at Bitcoin, hey, I'm going to jump over here to Bitcoin to see if I can go pull this off and show everybody this because a lot of people don't realize this. They always talk about the Dixie's pulling back. It's time for Bitcoin to go up, or Dixie's moving up. Bitcoin should pull back. That is not always the case. And I've showed this on Investing Bros before with T-Shroom and Tim over there. But there is a correlation where they're synchronized in the same direction. Let me go here onto the weekly and isolate this off. And let's go over here, throw on a little split chart. Bam. And then we got the US dollar down here on the weekly too. If we go back, I need to make sure that I got this. There we go. There we go, right there. This is going to be 2021, the summer here, when we were moving. We hit that bottom and then we came back up. You can see that these are correlated, the lines at the bottom, right? There we go.
Mhm.
Look, that entire second run of Bitcoin pumping, so was the Dixie. So Dixie's down here. This is Bitcoin. Yeah, so there are periods that we get this. Now, mind you, on this part of the run, everything was going down as this was coming up. But there are periods where Bitcoin will be moving upwards, and we get that same correlation on the Dixie. So it's not always inverse correlation there. So, but I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, let's talk it out here. Is there? Are we going to see a big pullback on Bitcoin? What do you guys think? I think that's really the question here. We've got the Dixie moving. All of the traditional markets are pulling back today. Crypto going up. Not everything, but some things are up a lot. So, which we're going to get into. So let's talk here. TradeFly OC. What are your guys' thoughts? Are we going to see a big pullback here? Is Bitcoin going to break away from its correlation of matching Dixie's move right now, or is this going to flip and the Dixie pulls back and Bitcoin pulls with it? Are they going to break away? There's 1,001. We're like right now we're like in the Avengers with Doctor Strange, and that one moment with the split offs on the branch here. Which one of these out of 4 million options is going to lead us to all of the right cryptos on our gauntlet? So
I'll let OC jump on, man. He hasn't had a chance to talk much. So what do you got, man?
Absolutely. Well, I do believe that we're going to be having a pullback. I don't believe that it's going to be a huge pullback, but we having that fair value gap. I mean, we have a big batty candle breaking from zero to everything or to the top of that channel. Therefore, I believe that it is healthy for us to have a pullback. We also could be going for that center of the channel, which I believe that would be the best case scenario for keep moving upwards, since we're leaving that little space for the market to start breathing. So whether we're going to be having a huge pullback, I don't know about that, but I do believe that we're going to be having at least a couple of ticks pullback, like maybe, and I do expect it to the half of the channel if we are not releasing pressure, or if we are releasing pressure on that top of the oscillator, because if you remember, we are all the way up there. We're plotting some golden boxes. Nonetheless, since the news on the ETF, well, then that could be changing it all. But yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I think
Go
it's a
for it.
news driven movement, and I think that it's gonna diverge from TA. I think it's gonna diverge from traditional ways of thinking until we get some kind of news saying it was approved, or at least the Bitcoin spot ETF, it was approved or it was denied. And until then, I think there's gonna be volatility. I think it's gonna be really hard to predict. The thing that I'm gonna look at mostly for me is like, where can we find some resistance? Where can we find some support? And everything in the middle for me is gonna be the wild, wild west.
Yeah, absolutely. But so just based on what I was looking at on my chart, though, we do have, and we are getting a little pullback right now off of this
Yep.
level on this channel. But like I was saying, guys, we do have a massive amount of support right in this range here. Platinum pocket retest, that trend line there, that 50% line of this channel, lots and lots of support there. So going to be interesting to watch this. Do you love having all these alpha perspectives? Show the Academy some love and smash the like. Elo Brown, thank you very much, my man.
My
Appreciate
dude.
you. Yes. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, as Elo Brown was so eloquently laying out there, if you have not done so, do that right there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. Get notified every time we go live right here on Piper Academy, which is at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday through Friday. So, OC, you got some TA for us, my man?
Spaghetti
Yeah, sure.
time.
Let's jump into OP. I was looking at OP this morning. Yesterday, we were talking about a possible reversal, and also we were right against this resistance. So as you can see right there, well, we were talking about what is it? At 8 a.m. my time. So 31st. Here we go. It was somewhere around here. So yeah, yesterday we were against that resistance. Remember that I was talking about if we can hold it above, we could be breaking all the way up. But it seems like, yes, we're holding above the zero line, which is amazing. And now we're going for that FOR. So that flip. So sad that we did not have that golden box. That would have been for me being the perfect situation, because that will be basically meaning that there's a real chance for us to get all the way down there. Still looking that area though, but now since we are holding above this, I am looking for the next FOR to happen here, and then also looking at this boxing here where the spike is, and also we can see a ton of supporting here, while also, oh, let me just bring this up here, we're also having the smart target somewhere down here. So I'm still looking for that pullback to happen. It is happening. So far as going all the way down here, I still not know why, because remember yesterday I was saying it's sticking, the time of this range is sticking. So I'm looking now at this area as we have FOR, and then if we can confirm that FOR, my new long zone will be somewhere around here, or somewhere around here, as we've been looking so far that way. So yeah, I'm still with OP on that section. So what do you guys have on TA?
Trade Fly, you got something?
I got 88 pulled up right now. Just taking a look at that, but kind of looks like it's consolidating right now. I think it's really waiting on the move from Bitcoin. And I think we've talked about these levels a couple times already. So we obviously found resistance here at about 68 cents or so, and then between 56 cents. And that's really kind of our zone there, the 382 up to the zero. So not too much to talk about. I would say looking at the RSI though, that is trending down and right, which is going to show a little bit of weakness as well as the money flow. Honestly, I think things are just kind of rotating out of the altcoins. We've had that movement. Bitcoin made a move, Ethereum made a move, altcoins kind of follow. And money, you'll see it rotate kind of back and forth. And that kind of that's another indication when you look at the Bitcoin dominance going up as well. So, looking at Cardano, I don't see a whole lot. I think we're going to get into that moment again of where everything's going to make a move. And then, like I said, Cardano is always late to the party, and they're going to make their move. And no real huge updates there. Yeah, it's just looking pretty stagnant, to be honest with you. Wish I
Yep.
had something better.
Yeah, I got HBAR pulled up right now, guys. Looking at Hedera here, we did get a run up yesterday on this move off of that dynamic reactor. Perfect bounce, like a trampoline there. Up it goes. We hit this platinum pocket top here. We got a little wick above it, closed back in right on top of it there. It looks like we're now getting a rejection off of that 887 at 9.7 cents there. Probably going to come back for a retest here on the 786, which is going to be at 9.1 cents there. Of course, there is going to be a little trend line right here. You can see these levels here. This might be where it comes back to. Let's go ahead and throw that little box there. There we go. We got a little trend line there at about 9.4 cents, but we do have the 786 at about 9.1. Looking at the oscillators here, we did get the overbought blocks here. It looks like we're starting to get a pinch on this ribbon, so we're probably going to get that FOR, that flip of the ribbon going there, and we are getting really small candles here now in the Heikinashi RSI Prime signal line buried deep into that drop point again. So looking for downside on that, but yeah, again, I'm looking for either that 9.4 cent range there for a little bounce on this previous resistances, or down to retest on the 786. So that's what I got for HBAR. Guys, let us know in the chat what you would like to see today on the charts, and shout out to Paul Baker wishing a happy new year to us. So happy new year to you too, my man. Alex O caught the 45,100 mark on Bitcoin for another scalp. I'm guessing he's looking at that short there. So he said he's going to have to go buy a new club at this point for his golfing. So, well, the rest of us are trading to put more money into our portfolio. Alex O up in Canada is just he trades to play golf. So that's his life.
That's not a bad strategy. I trade to invest in real estate. I trade to buy kind of my toys in life, honestly. So I'll
Right,
probably
there you
never be a
go.
millionaire because I take my profits and I buy cool things.
And meanwhile, Jenna X is over there trying to build an empire with her gains. So
Yeah, I'll be poor. That'll be all right.
yeah, guys, let us know in the chat what you would like to see on some TA today. I mean, things pretty much are at a pullback point, but we can take a look at anything that you want to see and maybe give you some ideas where there could be some support for bounces. So, OC, I'm going to kick it over. Trade Fly, I'm going to kick it to you, and then I'll kick it over to OC.
Yeah, just real quick, I'll say put this on your radar. All right, I know a lot of people are looking at Bonk. It's kind of fizzling out a little bit here, but we are.
I give dirty looks to Bonk, just so you know. That's when I look at Bonk, it's dirty looks. So
yeah, you got bonked. Yeah, that's right. But there might be good news for you. I forgot that's in your portfolio. See, I do remember that one.
Yes.
You're at a little area of support right now, and potentially it's looking like it wants to break out of that broadening wedge there. And then coming down to the prime oscillator, you can see that's actually building a little bit of momentum. That's kind of going up and right now. So as well, as you
look at all those bullish divergences that have not played out. Bullish divergence.
Yeah, but it's trying, right? So put it on your radar, set an alert. Maybe that's potential good news for you. Not saying it's gonna take off, but it looks like it wants to hold this support. Yeah, it looks like it wants to hold that support area right there. And that kind of lines up with previous resistance. And if you guys know my game at this point, I kind of like looking for that. So
I'm in total agreement. I'm in total agreement with Jenna X right now.
What you said?
That right there. Yeah, total agreement with Jenna right there on that one. All right, OC, what you got, brother?
I didn't say I loved it. Just
no.
I have Rose and I have Tesla. What do you guys?
Yeah, 1 second. Imran said, quick question. Is the ETF Bitcoin true or false? At this point, it's rumor. We cannot confirm or deny the validity of that report. I have not seen anything on the news confirming it, and no one has come out and said anything of confirmation. So till then, we have to operate that this was a pump on rumor, and we'll probably reset back to support ranges. So that's what we have to go with there, Imran. All right, go for it, OC. Take it.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at Rose in here. So Rose, it's been moving, but not too much lately. So it's not replicating Bitcoin's movement. Nonetheless, we are basically above the last spike that we can have in here. So that is good news because we are having the second FOR, so the confirmation for it keep moving upwards. So remember what has happened before. As we stay above that zero line, usually we have that movement for a retest and then keep moving upwards, onwards. So let's just make sure that we are not breaking through here. It seems like we are in the green. I don't believe that we're going to be having that massive pullback, but it will be retracing if Bitcoin is retracing. So good zones to be entering here. I'll be calling for a possible long, not financial advice at all, because that's what I'm looking for, not what I'm suggesting you to get. So I will be looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of this area right here. So 0.12 and then a possible support right down here. Let me see, which could be my prime trend assistant. And let me see. Oh, we also have some order blocks. So I will be also be looking at almost there at my spike VPVR with my order block at 0.13. So the first thing I'm going to be doing here is adding an alert somewhere around here, and then my second alert somewhere around here. So there you go, guys. This is what I'm looking on Rose. This is not going to be a coin that I'll be holding for too long, and only will be entering if I see the right conditions. Again, FOR at support and confirmation with 1 or 2 candles on the move right there.
Very nice, very nice. I just real fast. Are you talking about? This is for Bedredden. Are you talking about X like Twitter, the stock? Let me know, Bedredden. And then shout out to DGenny from the blockchain. He said, "I love the immediate jump in Bitcoin to the Bitcoin chart, Piper, to start the show. Keep building, Army. This is great stuff. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here. If you guys don't follow DGenny from the blockchain, he's got a YouTube channel and he's putting out some great stuff. So I love going over there and watching him every now and then when I have time, but I'm usually really busy. But yeah, great stuff. You guys should go check him out. TradeFly, what you got? And good data there on Rose. I actually have Rose in my portfolio, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and pull up X and confirm that, and then TradeFly, I'll let you take a look at this, and then I'll get into X afterwards.
Right on. Yeah, so got Ethereum up right now. Looks like we got on the top side of that channel there. Looks like there was a little bit of a rising wedge here. So you can see it kind of squeezing, but it is on the top side. It wanted to break out, but then it did get rejected on a horizontal line of resistance here. You see that orange line? Those are usually kind of my intermediate areas of resistance or support. And so what we'll have to do is go back. And so this might be a little ways back on the chart here. And there we are. All right, so you can see what I'm looking at here. So right here, you see some resistance, you see some support, and some support as well here. And then, as I always mention, you get that big breakdown, and that's what kind of keys me in on a key area. So as you can see, and I think I have talked about Ethereum before, it pretty much wicked right off of that area. And it did align here also with the fib extension of the 382. So a couple good indicators there, confluence, right? That's kind of one of the things we're always looking for on the chart. And we did get that little bit of resistance. So if you go on the daily here, also, you do see a broadening wedge that's kind of up and right. So it is in a bullish structure on the daily, and then it is on the top side of that pattern on the 4-hour as well. So coming down to the indicators, taking a look at those, it does look like it's showing a little bit of weakness. You can see kind of a down and right trend there, as well as the money flow looks like ever so slightly it's starting to bend down, even though the trend right here is kind of showing up. I'm thinking it's probably going to consolidate in this area until we really get that movement with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin right now is going to drive the market. It's kind of daddy, but just to give you guys some ranges to look at here, I would say right around 2142, you should find some support as well if it stays in this pattern. Somewhere if it pulls back probably the next day or two, maybe around 22.8 or so. And then high side is looking at 24.48, 24.50 as a resistance. So keep an eye on that. You'll want to look for a break. You'll probably get some movement to the upside if you get a break, right? So coming back, just trying to look at some of the volume here, see if we can get that to update. It is not, but it did look like, yeah. So it's trending kind of down, right? So it's one of the things I look for too when I look at the breaks. How much volume do we have in that area, and how easy will it be able to move once it breaks? So I think it could make some pretty significant movement up and right if we do get a break of that area. So that's what I got to think for Ethereum.
Cool. Yeah, let me jump over here and take a look at X for Bedredden by request here. So looking at the chart prime indicators, we did get a strong buy down here. There we go. Can I get that to draw? Thanks. It's being weird with me. Got the little strong buy. We did get the breakout here on this channel, and the target is sitting right here above where this wick is. If you take a look here, let's zoom in here. You see we're almost at the measured target here. Smart target on this breakout there, but it does look like we have some downside. I will point out here, let me turn off this so I can get a little less noise, and then we'll go in and do some fibs and some fixed range volume profile, because I've never messed with, I've never looked at X before. It's not something that I buy. It's not something that I trade. I don't really do anything with X except for post on it every day. So take a look here, guys. We did get nice support bounce here a while back, and I'm looking at the daily chart here. So back in September, we got a nice bounce on this 300-week exponential moving average here. We broke up through the 200, the 50, and the 100. Does look like the 50 is about to cross over here, over that 100. And if what that happens, that's typically what has shown, hey, we got to move to the upside coming, right? So that is about to happen sometime in the next month or so. So we could be getting the upside here, but it is down quite a bit. If we go over, turned off the moving averages here, and let's go throw on some fibs, and then let's throw on the fixed range volume profile, see where that's at. But first, let me get rid of all my brush marks. I'm not a Picasso. Here we go. Let's grab the fibs. Let's go for the all-time high here, or the high there, and then we're going to come into here. And then I need to change this because this is on my fib trade strategy. So let me go to my platinum pocket. There we go. Let's see. We are heading towards the 50. The 50 at $56.03 is going to be a resistance mark for us. That's for sure. And of course, I just moved all of that stuff because I didn't lock it. This is why we lock our fibs, guys. Always lock the fibs, which I never do. Let's do that now.
Your outro now.
I know. Fibs. Lock your fibs. Yeah, use a stop loss and lock your fibs. Heading up here though to that 50, that $55.86 there is going to be that range. Did something move here? Something did move here. I don't know what it is. Hold on. Pause for effect, guys. Pause for effect. There we go. There's that. There with that. This there, and now let's lock it. Yeah, $56.03. I knew that wasn't the same thing that I just had there. Had a little movement there off of it. Lock your fibs, as my son just said. Peace out, Jenna X. You take care. It was good to see you. Paul B. Everyone have a great day. He said, take care, brother. I hope you have a great day too. So let's see what else we have. I have a fixed range volume profile here. Let's go pull this in. We're going to take it from the all-time high here, drop it in, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a value area high or a point of control that is kicking in here. I don't know why it did it that way, but that's fine. Yeah, we got a point of control right here below us. We do have a value area high right there. So $54.82 is going to be your resistance here. Let's go ahead and set a line there. We got that 50% on the Fibonacci's. Let's go ahead and drop that there. And then below us, we've got the $50.19 on the 382. And then, of course, a point of control. I would say that we are going to probably do a little consolidation inside of this range right here. And that will be what, Jesus, come on, man. Trading View every day, it just keeps locking up on me, and it's nothing but Trading View. So I'm gonna have to reset it in a second. But yeah, this is going to be the range where I think we're going to be ranging out, hanging out here for a bit. So for clarity, there is still a big correction coming before we really start the run. No, isn't the Fed pump and dump with the ETF news? Yes, absolutely, Elo Brown. There is always a chance of a massive pullback on anything. All it takes is one bad piece of data, one bad piece of news, and people in the investing world go risk off, and it pulls it all away back into the dollars. So, but right now you got to operate on what news is out and what the given information is. And the given information right now is that people are bullish on Bitcoin. So we have to go with that. Not that it's going to go straight up in a straight line. There will always be little pullbacks, but I'm more bullish than I am bearish, regardless of what is going on right now, because the news is telling me that is the direction of sentiment. So TradeFly, let's kick this back over to you, and then we'll get back to OC. Oh, actually, go OC, and then we'll kick it over to you. OC, you got bubbles up, bro. What you got?
All right, so basically, I'm looking at what might be growing up in here to see what I could be shorting. Remember that I look at the crypto bubbles as a counter indicator, especially because I'm on daily and then moving to hourly. So I want to start popping some bubbles here. I do see say, I do see Ordi, I do see Sui, and I do see Near. So the two most important ones that I believe they could be plotting something will be Near and Theta. So let's go over here and then start looking at, let's start with Near. So let's do Near here. I do have an analysis there. Let's open it up. And as we might have expected, we are having that retracement. Look at what's happening here. We have one golden box here. Let's just also take a look at where we have those next supports. So the first support zone, it is a combination on 4 hour different calculation zone. So this is going to be back at my support. So I'm going to be adding an alert there. And that alert is not going to be for me actually be taking actions right away. It's for me to look if we are breaking through that zone as we have a ton more to go to that FOR. I'm also could be looking at a quick comeback like that. So possibly something like that. That will be depending on Bitcoin. But remember, I am also expecting a pullback on Bitcoin. So my next possible zone will be at dynamic reactor. And look at that. What do I have also there? Number one, smart target on dynamic reactor as we had a breakout in here. Yes, that was a fake out. Nonetheless, we're going for the second chance of breaking it, especially since we are not, and let me change this line in here, all right? Since, and I'm going to be recycling that one, since we are not coming back to the center of that pattern. And I know there's too much spaghetti here, so let me see if I can pull it up better here. So let me turn off order. No, I don't think so. Let's just go here and just turn off my support and resistances. So disabled, disabled. Oh, you know what? Yeah, disable and also disable. So I have a little bit more clarity as I see it. And I want to bring up your attention on this rising line and this, where is it? Is it gone already? Oh no, here it is. And this other
Yeah,
line in here. So as you can see, we have a
these
mega
trading
trend.
view issues today.
Mine's working great.
Yes.
What are you talking about? For once.
Oh, maybe for you, you're the favorite child of sorry, what is it? Oh, trading
Trading
view,
It's
view?
brother.
it's because he lives in California. He's closer to Silicon Valley, so all the tech people, they.
Darn, darn
Oh,
right.
I see.
Darn right.
Oh, so so not going back into the center of that pattern for me is a bearish signal, and I'm looking again to a possible breakout on this area, target number one, and then let's just see. I don't see it going all the way down to 2.227, but that's what I got for so far on crypto bubbles.
Nice. Near is definitely looking promising. Trade Fly, what you got up, bro? What you working for us?
Cool, man. Yeah, just for you little degens out there, I do have a cock pulled up, so I know the chat's about to
Whoa, whoa,
explode.
whoa, whoa,
Especially
whoa, whoa!
what?
You can't just pull
Cock
out
inu.
cock on a live stream, man.
Oh well, sorry. I like to show people. All right, so here we go. All right,
Welcome
so
to Piper Academy OnlyFans. I'm your host,
yeah,
Army Piper.
yeah. Dude, could you imagine if you had tips right now? Like, I bet that would be exploding. Just people dropping like dollar bills like in there. It'd be awesome. All right, so looking at Kakinu, you can see there is a broadening wedge here that's kind of down and right. So the trend is down and right. We are at a little area of support. I want to point that area out to you. Look, I'm just gonna say 1873 because there's a bunch of zeros in there, and I'm not even gonna try. So not gonna stumble over myself, but we're at a little area of support right now. I want you to keep an eye on that because we could find support there. I will tell you that I'm not confident in that area holding up right now. So looking at the fib retracement, I think it's more likely that we kind of pull back to the 0.5 or even the golden pocket. Now, the reason I look at the golden pocket is because you see this wick right here. This indicates to me that there is some willing buyers in that area. The other thing I'll do is I'll come back to the left here and look at the volume, right? So you can see it wasn't down here all that much, but you can see that the volume spiked a little bit, which means there was interest and people actually buying cock inu. So I think we could get a little pullback. That is a 26% drop. So depending on where you're at right now with cock inu, if you're long on it, or depending on where your entry was, I would say be very, very careful. I'm just going to throw out a warning there. That's all I'm going to say right now. But just, looking for, validation here, prime oscillator down and right. There's no sign of it wanting to turn back up right now. We're not going to get the OC flip of the ribbon, as well as money flow seems to be trending out as well. So not looking very strong right now. That's a little quick analysis on cock inu. So I will say, keep your eyes, maybe target area at the 139 to 1448, which is the golden pocket. And then you can also look at the 0.5, which I'll say there's less confidence. Usually 0.5 is one of my big plays, but I will say even now, looking at this, I would really be looking at this as maybe a potential long entry.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a good range there on it also. Do me a favor. Pull me a fib from that top point to the left before the big dump,
Right.
and down to the bottom. Can you pull a fib off of that? Because I think we're going to be probably somewhere in that platinum pocket for that rejection there.
Let me delete this one. All right, from top.
Yep, from there down to the bottom.
Let me pull it was a little bit.
I guess it was almost to the platinum pocket there. So there you go.
Yeah. That's where I found that. I think that's probably where this pattern actually drew itself, would be my guess, is when it hit up here.
Yep, it is probably correct.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's I'm looking at that 382 probably is going to be a good support level also. So
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. I am just not messing with that one. I know that Jenna has made some good money on it, but I'm definitely not messing with that one. I got bonked. I don't need to get bonked by cock also. So
yeah, there it is. Yeah, just a nice little warning. I mean, people are talking about it, so I like to pull things up that people are talking about, because we got a lot of degens out there, and that's how a lot of people start, right? They start with the meme tokens. That's the big news. Like, you'll talk to your friends and they're like, oh yeah, Doge and Bonk and all this. I'm like, yo, there's good coins out there, right? Like, how about some Bitcoin? How about Ethereum? And then you kind of do the other degen plays with maybe 10, 15, 20% of your portfolio. So
small percentages into that small price. Of course, never NFA. I'm going to jump over here to Vet. Speaking of some good projects, VChain here, buy request from RSAN246. I'm seeing some things here on this that we need to be aware of. One is we do have a downward trend right now coming off of just this daily here. We can see the daily close there at 0.365 cents yesterday. That is looking at downside here. Looks like we are coming back down to test this trade band of predictive ranges here. So that's going to be coming in right here as we're dropping toward. We're probably going to break this and head back down to the dynamic reactor, if I had to make a guess here, because we do have a downtrend arrow and a peak seeker that printed on the 4-hour here. Both of those say, hey, downside coming, right? We also have the flip of the ribbon coming down with the nice curvature of the ribbon there. That says, hey, downside, right? There's two downsides. We also have a hidden bearish divergence. That says, hey, downside. Then we hit the 70% line here. RSI prime getting a nice red candle. And we have now flipped the signal line red. So be watching for this to come back down. It might coincide getting some confluence of this dynamic reactor and this bottom side of this descending wedge here, where this comes down to. But I'd be looking for really that 3.3 cents here down to it'd be 3.38 down to about 3.33. Would be the range that I would watch there for support on this bounce. But we do have a lot of indication saying that this is going to continue pushing to the downside as the day moves forward. There we go. That's what I'm seeing there on the 4-hour for VChain. Anything else in here? Yeah, getting a little pullback on everything right now. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin right now, and then OC and TradeFly get another asset up on your charts there. We'll see how that's looking. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be coming back on Bitcoin again, testing that $44,500 range. Good psychological number, and it's also right there in line with that 887 on the platinum pocket. So that's what I'm seeing there. Downside, downside, downside coming right now, guys. If we look here real fast, I want to move into Dow Jones. You can see the Dow Jones right now getting a little bit trying. It opened right here and it's trying to get some upside moving. The SPX futures opened with a nice drop down in, and then NASDAQ giving us another gap here. So probably going to see a little cool off today on the traditional side of the markets. But oddly enough here, if I go up to my little stock pool here, Tesla actually opened and pushed up today back to the golden pocket. So we'll see if Tesla can get back above that golden pocket there. But right now, the stock side, very, very select movements on stuff. Even CleanSpark pulling back in. Looks like it might be coming back to retest that negative 1.618 there. So OC, let's go to you, and then we'll go to TradeFly.
Absolutely. Well, the next one that we were looking at is Theta. So let's go over Theta and take a look at what's happening. Remember that I'm expecting those pullbacks, right? Because we are getting ready to start popping those bubbles. So as we can see, we have a broadening wedge in here. It is not about the breakout. It's about the retest, and retest, off we go. Look at that. So we're going for that beautiful retest. We're having that absorption week there. So that is exactly what I want to start saying as we start flipping. Are we there yet? Seems like we are very, very close there. Remember that this is not financial advice, but this is exactly what I'm looking at, guys. So let me start turning on and off a couple of my indicators. At this point, I want to take a look at where are my order blocks, and also very important, this dot or this dashed line, which tend to be amazing entry points to start jumping in. Again, not financial advice, and do not use one single indicator to start entering or calling some shots there. Another resistance, it is our predictive ranges that act in confluence with this swing fail line here. And as you can see, we're having that entry point there. So I believe I'm going to be waiting for one or two more candles, and we could be going back down to this area. But most importantly, I'll be looking at this other area. Why? Because of the VPVR spike here, and also the order blocking here. So it's time for me to start turning this off and then start looking at some support and resistances. So I have charts. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at local mode. Let's do extended and also local mode in here. And let me click OK. Let me change this to 4 and also forward. Let's just see how it rolls and then what I can get out of those lines. So very beautiful. As you can see, I'm having some daily supports at the same areas that I'm looking at. So again, first area, it's going to be somewhere around here on 1.33. So I'm going to be adding that alert there a little bit above in case. So I have that wiggle room to start working out. Again, I will only be entering for a long FOR at support or ICE or at support. So far, I'm looking as a retracement. So I'm looking at confirmation to enter for a short there. So I have two plans. One, if this keeps shorting or dumping. I know the other one when we start finding the support area. So no matter what, I will be prepared because, guys, we are still bullish. Do not forget about that. So we're looking especially to enter for longs because the trend is your friend until the end.
I got to pull up something here real fast before we go to the other one. Shout out to Bedrun. I think this is the one that he is talking about. He said he tagged me in a post here. According to this, let's bring it up here. Come on, can you open for me? Thanks. There you go. Securities and Exchange Commission. This is as of 2 January. So this is today. Amendment number 3 to Form S3 registration statement under the Securities Act of 1933, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So it looks like they made another amendment. They're probably not ready for acceptance yet, according to what Thomas Kralow said. But yeah, that might be why we're seeing some pullback. This just coming out this morning. So we'll see.
So that's that's not GBTC.
Yeah, this is this is for their amendment to move this over to the ETF.
Oh,
So
so they're trying
yeah,
to
it's a
move
new
that to the
amendment.
ETF.
Yeah, so this is their amendment that they just put in on it. So that just
Wow.
coming in just while we were live. So TradeFly, it's up to you. Save us. You're our only hope.
Yeah. I don't know if I can save you, but I'm going to point out the importance for people that are just getting into doing some technical analysis or trying to learn to trade of the horizontal resistance and support lines. And the reason I'm pointing it out is because look at this. We've talked about these two areas right here on the show a couple times at this point with Solana. And we talked that we're probably going to find some consolidation within that area. And sure enough, we did. And I just want to show you how easy it is. You just go back left on the chart, you see that support, and then a big fall through. And then you can see areas of resistance and support here. So, and you can see it right there ever so slightly. But that's the area we've kind of been consolidating on. So if you're into swing trading, this kind of might be your thing. So up here at 126, we got that rejection, and then all the way down at 95. It's a big spread. And the reason it's a big spread is look at how much Solana just took off, right? So you're going to have some inherent volatility. So you're not going to just take off, go to the moon, and then pull back. And it's like this little area of consolidation. You're probably going to have a pretty big area of consolidation because you have a lot of people that are going to take profits, probably significant profits. Once it got up to 126, they're probably ecstatic, right? And then some people are getting out of trades that they've been stuck in for a very, very long time as well. So, just want to point this out to you. I will just reiterate those areas for you to keep an eye on at about 126 and at about 95. You can see some consolidation there. Coming down to the prime oscillator, obviously overbought. You see that all over the place, but you're going to see that with those big movements up and right. However, what you're starting to see now is kind of we'll say, lower low on the prime oscillator. It just depends on how you like to do your TA, but one of the things I do look for is kind of a trend. If you're looking at the bottoms and the tops of the oscillator. All right. So I am starting to see it pull back a little bit. So what is my take on this? I'm thinking we're obviously going to stay in this zone, but I think that we may, if Bitcoin pulls back a little bit here, I think we may come back down and test this area as support, which is about 95. So if you miss out on Solana and you're looking for an area to get back in the game, this could be an area for you to look at.
Perfection, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're coming up on the end of the show here, guys. But yeah, bottom line is right now, looks like Bitcoin had its run up. It hit its target on that channel that I showed you guys yesterday morning. So, it had a good resistance level to bounce off of. But, remember that we got some good support beneath us right now. I don't think we're going to have pullbacks too far today, but I definitely think that we're going to see some pullbacks today. Be careful if you're in trades. If you got into some of those shorts like Alex O did, then you're probably looking pretty good right now. But just remember, resistance and support. They have a vote on that price action, and when we hit that support, you got to be looking at taking your profits at least, because no one's ever gone broke taking profits, guys. OC TradeFly, thanks for joining us today. Everyone that is in the chat right now, thank you for joining us today. If you guys have not done so, and you got any value out of this content, go ahead and that way hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. If you're not new here, you can just hit that like and share, because sharing is caring, guys. OC, you got anything to put out? TradeFly, you got anything to put out? Go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me post something here in the chat very quickly. We were talking about a couple of things in the upcoming 2024 on Twitter, on X. So let me guys see what you have in your mind, and also read a couple of coins that I have put out there. Also, a couple of coins that TradeFlight and Primer Piper have put out there on that post. So I want to know, what is your possible next zombie coin that might be coming back from the dead and maybe be giving you a couple of extra pennies back on your pocket. So after all, that was basically it. And guys, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you guys, and guess that if you're on Chart Prime, I'll be seeing you guys in a couple of hours for the next upcoming class.
Awesome. TradeFly.
Hey, as always, thanks for tuning in. It's a blast. We have a lot of fun on this channel, so got a good vibe going on. Love having you guys in the chat. Love interacting with you. So just want to say thank you again and lock your fibs.
Right, and lock your fibs. That's right. All right, guys, we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning right here on Piper Academy, where we bring you the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining us. Till then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude.